Welcome to ACC Student News.
The news students can use. I'm Callie.
And I'm Colin. Here are these week's stories.
A chemical reaction at a biolab, a chemical plant in Georgia, has led to a huge cloud of smoke in the air that has been there since Sunday. 17,000 people were evacuated from the plant, and several roads close to the plant were closed down. People in business close to the plant were told to conduct a shelter in place for safety and health reasons. The main chemicals that were released into the air are chlorine and bromine, which both release toxic fumes.
Israel announced the deaths of the senior leader of Hamas, Rahab Mashah, and 3 other Hamas officials. Rahab was in charge of the Hamas soldiers that were in Gaza and held in an Israel prison for a short time. Israel said that they were killed months ago, but they are now just reporting the deaths. Hamas said they are refraining from commit to keep morals high among troops.
A short video clip was released in court during the preliminary hearing of the Letcher County Sheriff that shot and killed a judge in his office. The video shows that the sheriff point and shoot the judge as he sat at his desk. He then walked around the desk and shot the judge again. According to Kentucky State Police Detective Clayton Stamper, the two were eating lunch prior to the shooting, and no witnesses observed any anger in their conversation. A statement released by the sheriff said that he asked to use the judge's phone and noticed that his daughter's phone number was in his phone. The case now goes to a grand jury to decide where to indict the sheriff.
An Indiana law that would create a buffer zone between on-duty police and bystanders have been put on hold after a federal judge ruled Friday that the law likely unconstitutional because the law vague to enforce fairly. Indiana House Bills 8076 that personnel will commit a Class C misdemeanor if they approach within 25 feet of a on-duty officer after being ordered to stop. The American Civil Liberals Union's Indiana criticized the law, state that it violates the First Amendment, and they are suing on behalf of the South Bend man. Others are stating that it would prevent journalists and citizens from clearly observing or recording audio of on-duty officers.
Deputies in Jasper County have recovered some bone fragments on the property of a man who confessed to killing 2 of his undocumented children. The police were notified when an acquaintance mentioned he confessed to the crime. The suspect reportedly killed 2 children and burnt their bodies in the backyard fire pit in Wheatfield, Indiana. The sheriff's office says they have new evidence but have not mentioned what the evidence was. Investigators reported that they have taken another undocumented child into protective custody. Remains that were recovered were sent to a specialist in Indianapolis to determine if they are human or animal.
Voting of the Katamai National Park's famed Fat Bear Week began later this year because a bear killed one of this year's competitors. Bear number 469 attached and killed bear 402, which was captured on live webcam set up around the park. Spokesperson Matt Johnson said that like other national parks, this one protects both wonders of nature and also the harsh realities, and each bear seen on the live cameras is competing with each other to survive. Bear 469 are not included in this year's Fat Bear bracket. You can vote for an explore.com for the bear you believe exemplifies fatness and success in brown bears.
That's all for this half of ACC Student News.
Stay tuned for more news.
Every 4 car accidents in the United States is caused by texting and driving. It's 6 times more deadly than drunk driving, bringing a total of 400 deaths a year. And those who text and drive the most are drivers under 24. This could be your grandchild. The worst part is they might not even know the amount of danger they are putting themselves in. texting and driving, and you should tell them to either drop it or end up in a coffin, because you make a difference.
Welcome back to ACC Student News. I'm Trey.
And I'm Jory, here with some more stories.
This week, U.S. destroyers USS Cole and USS Barkley stationed near Iran and Israel sent missiles to intercept the missiles that Iran launched at Israel. They fired about a dozen interceptors to intercept the nearly 200 missiles that they noticed were launched. A spokesperson from Navy said that they completed a successful interception of the missiles.
The death toll of Hurricane Helene has risen to 200, and search and rescue teams are still searching for missing people. Hurricane Helene is being classified as one of the deadliest storms in U.S. history, behind Hurricane Katrina. It has severe flooding and destroyed ecosystems. It has caused residents in the South to be stuck in their houses and major roads to be closed. President Biden has sent aid, and the Red Cross has also sent supplies and food to help.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has launched an investigation into the plastic factory that trapped workers during Hurricane Helene. The Irving Plastic Factory is where several workers died and many went missing after it was swept away by the floodwaters. One of its employees stating that lives could have been saved had the employees been allowed to leave the facility sooner. The company released a statement that said it monitored the weather conditions and dismissed employees when the facility lost power and water covered the parking lot. The employees are saying that this is not what happened.
An unexploded U.S. bomb from World War II that had been buried at a Japanese airport exploded Wednesday. That caused a large crater in a taxiway. The bomb exploded at Miyazaki Airport in southern Japan. Authorities from the Self-Defense Forces and police confirmed that the explosion was caused by a 500-pound bomb. This explosion caused the cancellation of more than 80 flights. Officials are still determining what caused the sudden detonation. No one was injured in this detonation.
One of the 5 people charged with the overdose death of Friends star Matthew Perry pled guilty to illegally distributing ketamine. Dr. Chavez from San Diego could face up to 10 years in prison. He admitted to obtaining ketamine with a fraudulent prescription written for another patient, and that he knew the drug was intended for Perry. He also acknowledged providing ketamine to another doctor involving in the lawsuit, with the understanding that it should only be administered under medical supervision. The proper safety equipment nearby. Matthew Perry died at 23 from acute effects of ketamine and other factors that caused him to lose consciousness and drown in his hot tub. Chavez has relinquished his medical license and remained free on bond until sentencing.
A historic moment occurred in Mexico, as a woman will now hold the highest office in the country that has been led by men for more than 2 centuries. Claudia Sheinbaum has taken office as Mexico's 66th president. She won the election in June by a landslide. Sheinbaum started out as the first female mayor of Mexico City. In her speech, she began by thanking her political mentor and predecessor. There are some who are critical of her experiences, such as improving the security of the capital city from gang violence.
That's all the stories we have for this week.
Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube.
And follow us on Instagram at ACC Tv Hammond.